This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today. As always, it is very much appreciated, and I hope you are all doing well. You join me on this Saturday evening, the 13th of June. One day to go until the French Oaks, the latest classic on the classic calendar. So what better time is there than to take a look at another Classic Watch 26 possible, this time a horse that is trained and based in the UK. But before we take a look at the horse in question and get onto the Classic Watch stuff, I always like to mention my own personal Patreon channel on these videos, my own personal YouTube channel, because Newman Racing over at Patreon, I think, is something that a lot of people watching this video could benefit from. You know, it's definitely the place where all the national hunt racing, well, the vast majority of all the national hunt racing that I cover these days has gone onto the Patreon. It's where you will find all the horses and all the mainly all of the reviews as well. There is also an opportunity to support me moving forward on Patreon as well, but it is in no way compulsory. It's just there if people choose to reward their content creators that they enjoy. I've given you an opportunity to do that. Resources over the years as well. I've uploaded many a resource onto Patreon as well. A lot of them are still available as well. And don't worry, if you're looking to use the platform as a free member, I do think there's enough there for you to maybe get some use out of it as well as a free member on Patreon as well. So why not head over there? Newman Racing, it's called, over on Patreon. You never know, it might just be for you. Right, let's get on to the Classic Watch stuff now then. ClassicWatch26.great/site.net is where people will be able to find this year's edition of Classic Watch. You'll see the site is coming together nicely now. 10 theatres covered up to this point, and the Roll of Honour is coming together very nicely indeed. Looking quite good, if I may say so myself at the moment. The site is coming together very nicely indeed. It actually took out the French Derby last month, courtesy of Constitution River, and was placed in a very, very close last week as well for the UK Oaks and the UK Derby, finishing second in both races. So the site is in a pretty good form at the moment, it's fair to say. People will be able to find it at classicwatch26.great/site.net. And you never know, this horse might be on the site at some point. Lilt, excuse me. Just got to pause the video quickly. The bookies advert has come up, and we don't advertise bookies on this content. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yeah, apologies for that. I've got ad blockers on to block all that. Sometimes they like to sneak in past the ad blocker. But it has gone now. Lilt is the name of the horse, a 3-year-old filly, trained by William Haggis and owned by James Wigan. Lilt is a horse sired by Lope de Vega out of a dam called Dank, who herself was sired by Dan Silly, and the horse was also bred by James Wigan as well. People will see that the horse is declared for tomorrow at 3:05 at Chantilly, the French Oaks, over 1 mile, 2.5 furlongs, where she is due to be ridden by Tom Marquand. So have a look and see what other entries the horse has got. You will see that Dank, as well as entered in the Prix de Diane overnight, is also entered in the Pretty Polly Stakes on June the 27th. And the horse is also entered on the 18th of July in the Irish Oaks as well, a race held at the Curragh. So people might well be getting 2 classics, hopefully. If she lines up tomorrow and runs well, she might head to the Irish Oaks as well. People will take a look at the form of the horse. They will see that the horse has done absolutely nothing wrong. The horse has had 2 runs and has managed to win 2 races for total earnings of £43,369 UK pounds up to this point. People will see that the horse Lilt made her debut on the 24th of October 2025 in a maiden race at Doncaster over 7 furlongs, where she was ridden by Kieran Fallon on the day, and the horse managed to beat Hollywell Stream by a neck, running to a Racing Post rating of 78 on debut. The horse then took a massive stride forward by 31 between her first and second start, where she lined up for a first start as a 3-year-old on the 15th of May 2026 at York to contest a listed race, her first run at Pattern Company, the Michael Seeley Memorial Filly Stakes. A listed race at York, and the horse managed to defeat So Regal by 1.5 lengths on that day when ridden by Tom Marquand, running to a Racing Post rating of 109, 31 better than her debut run. They blew there, so after 2 runs, this horse is still unbeaten. It's raced over 7 furlongs on soft ground and 1 mile at good ground. So this horse is unproven at the distance, it's fair to say. As the horse steps up to 1 mile, 2.5 furlongs, there will always be distance questions until the horse manages to dispel them, and the only way the horses can do that really is by proving it stays the trip. So the best Racing Post rating of 109 for Lilt gained on her second start. Very interesting horse, I think it's fair to say. People can take a look at the horse at the Pedigree online thoroughbred database, and they will see that the horse is up to date on there. 2 starts, 2 wins, and 43,369 UK pounds. People will see also that if they take a look at this horse on the Pedigree online thoroughbred database, they will see that Lilt is family 14C. That is the bloodline we are interested in this video. What we're going to do in the usual fashion in this horse, we're going to take a look back to the first 5 dams. The 5th dam of the horse was born in 1953. We're going to take a look at all those 5 dams. We're going to take a look at any decent horses that we find along the way as well. And then we're going to watch the horse Lilt win twice. We'll watch her win on debut at October in Doncaster. And then we will see her take her record to 2 wins and 2 races in the listed Michael Seeley Memorial Filly Stakes at York. That was held in May. And then I think we will be able to get on with our lives. So without further ado, shall we get cracking, shall we? I think we will. Before we even get to the dam, we're looking at horses in this one, I'm afraid. I actually followed this one myself a few times. Doom, a mare born in 2020, sired by Jubawi out of Dank. Doom raced 14 times in her career, 3 wins, 4 seconds and 3 thirds. 10 out of 14 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £117,982 UK pounds in her career. She was a pretty good horse, Doom. At 3, she managed to win the listed Prix Ceres in France. And at 4, she managed to win the listed Fleur de Lis Filly Stakes, a race held on the all-weather at Lingfield. The horse was also placed in the Group 2 Duke of Cambridge Stakes, where she was 3rd. And she was also placed in 2 Group 3 races. Placed 2nd in the Valiant Stakes at Ascot, and also placed 2nd in the Atharsey Stakes, a race held at the Coa. This was another horse trained by Willie Haggis in Great Britain, and she raced in Great Britain, France and Ireland in her career. Group 2 and dual Group 3 placed dual listed winner. The horse was also owned and bred by James Wigan. On to the dam of the horse now, Dank, a mare born in 2009, sired by Danseli, out of a dam called Mascana, who was born in 1988 and sired by Darshan. Dank raced 15 times in her career, 7 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds, 11 out of 15 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £1,489,551 UK pounds in her career. Very good horse, Dank was. She has managed to win some pretty good races in her career. At 3, she won the Group 3 Atalanta Stakes of 2012. At 4, she managed to win the Group 1 Breeders' Cup Filly and Mares Turf. She also won the Group 1 Beverly D Stakes out in the USA, the Group 2 Kilboy Estate Stakes in Ireland, and the Group 3 Dahlia Stakes, a race held that year. Who knows where it was held, doesn't telling us. In the UK, she was also 3rd in the Windsor Forest Stakes. At 5, she was placed 3rd in the Group 1 Dubai Duty Free, a race held in the UAE. She was the Eclipse Champion Turf Female of 2013. She retired following the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mares Turf, in which she finished 4th, coming off a 5-month layoff. But she did win the race the year before. Dual Group 1, Group 2 and dual Group 3 winner. Very good horse, Dank. The horse bred by London Thoroughbred Services Limited and owned by James Wigan. So, yeah, we've got a Group 1 Breeders' Cup winning mare as the first mare of our horse. What have we got between the first and the second dam? The first and the second dam, well, quite a lot. Eagle Mountain. Excuse me, a horse born in 2004, sired by Rock of Gibraltar, out of a dam called Mascana. Yeah, that's right, our dam, Group winning dam, is a full sister, is a half sister to this horse here. This is not up to date. Eagle Mountain, according to these, raced 15 times and earned $1.9 million. But it is incorrect. For some reason, a horse so good, the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database have totally dropped the ball with this horse. They've got no record of it at all of winning its Group 1 race. The horse actually won in Hong Kong at the end of 2008 to secure that vital Group 1 win when trained by Mike de Kock. At 2, the horse was a Group 2 winner of the Beresford Stakes in 2006. And at 3, the horse won the Group 2 Royal Whip Stakes as well. Placed in 2 derbies, placed in the UK and Irish Derby of 2007 when trained by Aidan O'Brien. The horse was also placed in the Champion Stakes at York and the York Stakes at England. At 4, the horse won the Group 3 Joel Stakes when trained by Mike de Kock and was second in the Group 1 Breeders' Cup Turf. But if people look, it said there's no updated date, and that's because they've just not bothered updating it. This horse, after it managed to win the 2008 Hong Kong Cup, it beat Ballius by a length and a quarter, running to a Racing Post rating of 124 when trained by Mike de Kock as well. So this horse is a Group 1 winner. But it was also placed at Santa Anita, where we know that. After that, the horse was also second in a race at Maidan, the C&D World Mastercard. That was just a conditions race where the horse was beaten by Sky Surfers. And after that, the best horse managed was 4th in a Group 2 race, the Awapuni Gold Cup, when the horse went in the end to New Zealand for a while. So the horse had a pretty eventful career, it's fair to say. But yeah, totally dropped the ball, the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database of this horse. You know, I do not understand how this can happen. A horse wins a Group 1 race and nobody even bothers on the site to update it. The site is what it is. You know, as long as it gets the dam lines right, that's all that matters on the site. The rest of it can be taken with a massive pinch of salt on occasions. But yeah, good horse, Eagle Mountain, Group 1 winner at some point in his career in Hong Kong. Salt is the next horse we need to take a look at. A mare born in 1999, sired by Selkirk out of Mascana. So this is a half-sister to Eagle Mountain and a half-sister to the Group 1 winning dam of our horse. Salt raced 11 times in her career, 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 5 out of 11 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $251,729 US dollars in her career. Salt at 2 managed to win the Prix Marcel Boussac Group 1 winning 2-year-old of 2001. At 3, she was placed in another 3 Group 1 races. She was actually classic placed in the Prix Royal Oak, the French St Leger of 2002. And she was also placed in the Group 1 Nassau Stakes and the Group 1 Yorkshire Oaks at York. Group 1 winning 2-year-old, another one bred by London Thoroughbred Services Limited and owned by James Wigan. Very good horse. Group 1 winning 2-year-old in France in 2001. I'm nodding my head because this horse is ticking a few boxes here, isn't it? Iban Batuta is a horse born in 2005, sired by Seeking the Gold out of Sulk. Iban Batuta raced 13 times in his career, 3 wins, a second and 2 thirds. 6 out of 13 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $97,673 American dollars in his career. Iban Batuta managed to win the His Highness the President's Cup out in the UAE, a listed race at Abu Dhabi in 2009. And the horse was also placed in the Group 2 Al Fahidi Fort of 2010. Group 2 place listed winner. The horse originally owned by Godolphin and then went to Sheikh Mansour bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, and the horse was bred by James Wigan. think I vaguely remember this one going round for good old thing. But yeah, interesting horse. Group 2 placed listed winner. Dawn Intello, a horse born in 2017, sired by Intello, out of a dam called Gadalka, a 2006 bred mare who was sired by Giant's Causeway. People will see that Sulk is the second dam of this horse, Dawn Intello. Dawn Intello raced 28 times in his career, 6 wins, 7 seconds and 2/3. 15 out of 28 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of €334,692. This horse raced mainly in France and Italy. Pretty good horse, Dawn Intello. At 3, the horse was placed in the listed Prix Nureyev in France and was 4th in the French Derby of 2021. But it was at 4 the horse managed to start getting his head in front. The horse managed to win the Group 3 La Coupe de Maison Lafitte at 4. At 5, the horse won the Group 3 Premio Ambrosiano, an Italian Group 3 race. And at 6, the horse won the Prix Lyfard, a French listed race. So dual Group 3 and listed winner. The horse was also placed in the Group 2 Prix Dollar of 2021 and also placed in the Group 2 Gran Premio di Milano of 2022. Trained by A. Schultz in Germany, the horse was originally owned by Jaber Abdullah and then AB Racing and Ecurie Aids Hazan. The horse was bred by Viktor Timoshenko. The horse did quite well, dual Group 2 placed, dual Group 3 and dual listed winner, classic 4th. Pretty good horse, Dawn Intello, it's fair to say. Gurzuf is another horse that the Pedigree online thoroughbred database have dropped the ball on. Gurzuf, a colt born in 2019, sired by Zalzal out of Greshnitsia. A mare born in 2014, sired by Reduced Choice. People will see that Sulk is the third dam of this horse and Gadalka is the second dam. You'll see there these people have got this horse placing twice in 2 starts and earning €9,200. The horse, if people actually go to France Gallop, has raced 32 times. So the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database has missed 30 of this horse's runs, incredibly. It's actually also a listed hurdles winner. The horse won a listed hurdles race back at Auteuil on the 3rd of April 2025. And the horse was also second in another listed race at Cagnes-sur-Mer the same year. Also won a pretty valuable handicap as well, a 49,500 handicap. Horse was trained by Noel George and Amanda Zottheim and owned by A. Jaffier and Augustin Normand in 2024/25. Horse actually won a claiming race there at Fontainebleau over hurdles. It did run on the flat a couple of times, but the horse was better known for being a hurdler. But that's when they stopped tracing the horse, it's fair to say, after its first 2 runs. They just forgot about the horse. You know, when you do a database, you have to commit to it. If you do a half-assed job, you end up doing more damage than what you do. You know, you've got to commit to it. You've got to have a good team of editors. You know, you can't rely on the public to edit your horse. You know, do I ever open up Classic Watch and say, put your own horses on the site? No, of course not. You know, fact of the matter is, these people do a half-assed job. Gurzuf, two starts according to these people. If people never knew that France Gallop existed, they would dismiss this horse. You know, and they would be misled because this horse is a listed hurdler, listed winning French hurdler. They need to do better, this site. Pedigree Online Thoroughbred Database. Really does. So that Sulk has definitely done her bit of job there. You saw with those horses. Another horse we can look at is Wallace. A horse born in 1996, sired by Royal Academy out of Mascana. So this one is, again, would be very closely related to Dank, a half-brother to Dank. Wallace raced 14 times in his career, 2 wins, 3 seconds and 4/3. 9 out of 14 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $115,715 in his career. Pretty good horse Wallace was in his day. You'll see they've made a right mess of that, though. They've not told us anything, really. They told us the horse was second in the Group 3 Doncaster Park Stakes at some point, and also placed in the Easter Stakes. Horse was also third in the Group 3 Diomed Stakes, 4th in the Celebration Mile and the Acomb. Stallion at Desperado Farm in Lota near Prague, Czech Republic. I can only find any record of this horse being placed in a couple of Group 3s and listed races. Horse owned now by Ecofama Reba in his point. Don't tell us who bred the horse again. List them nicely, first, second, third. Make it easier for the people using your site, please. Good horse, though, Wallace was in his day. Next horse we can take a look at is Pimpernel, a mare born in 2009, sired by Invincible Spirit, out of a dam called Anna Palida, who herself was born in 2001 and sired by Sadler's Wells. People will see there that Mascana is the second dam of this horse. Pimpernel raced 11 times in her career, 4 wins, 3 seconds and a third. 8 out of 11 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £93,534 UK pounds in her career. Pimpernel at 2 managed to win the listed Radley Stakes of 2011. She was also placed second in the Group 2 Rockvale Stakes, and at 3 the horse was placed second in the UAE 1000 Guineas, which in those days was a listed race. So, classic place really, albeit only at listed level. Horse was also placed in the Dick Paul Filly Stakes, bred by Peter Harris and owned by Godolphin. But yeah, decent enough horse. Group 2 placed listed winner. And she is the dam of this horse I found, Goldtown, a gelding born in 2015, sired by Street Cry out of Pimpernel. Goldtown raced 13 times in his career, 4 wins and a third, 5 out of 13 starts, in the first 3, for career earnings of £267,480 UK pounds in his career. Goldtown managed to win the UAE 2000 Guineas, classic winner of 2018. The horse won the Group 3 UAE 2000 Guineas at Meydan, and the horse also won what was then a conditions race, the UAE 2000 Guineas Trial. The horse owned and bred by Godolphin and trained by Charlie Appleby. Subsequently gelded. Classic winner, though, at some point, although only at Group 3 level. Another horse we can take a look at is a Dynastic. Dynastic is a gelding born in 2019, sired by Almanzor, out of a New Zealand bred mare called Mare, who was sired by Volksrad and born in 2009. People see that Mascana on this horse is the 4th dam of this horse. Dynastic raced 12 times in his career, 3 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds, 7 out of 12 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $730,625 New Zealand dollars in his career. Classic winner, I think this horse was, wasn't it? I might be wrong. Sorry, I am wrong. The horse did win 2 listed races in New Zealand, the Karaka Millions and the Sir Colin Meach Trophy. The horse was placed second in the Group 1 at Sistema Stakes. That's the Diamond Stakes, is it, in New Zealand? They've renamed that race totally now, the Sistema Stakes. And the horse was also third in 2 Group 2 races, the James and Annie Sarton Memorial Stakes and the Group 2 Auckland Guineas of 2023, held at Tirapa. Dual listed winner, though, fairly decent horse. Group 1, Group 2, dual Group 2 placed listed winner. Dual listed winner, the horse bred by JC and Mrs. M.A. Thompson and Windsor Parksted Limited and owned by Tiakau 2021. Stallion Syndicate, the gelding, sadly. But yeah, pretty good horse. What winner of the Karaka Millions and placed in the Sistema. Good 2-year-old. Next horse we can take a look at is Bye Bye Birdie, a mare born in 2011, sired by Oasis Dream out of a dam called Slink, who was born in 2005 and sired by Selkirk. People can see Mascana is the second dam of this horse as well. You know, she really has done well. Bye Bye Birdie raced 6 times in her career, 2 wins and 2 seconds. 4 out of 6 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of £44,889 UK pounds in her career. Bye Bye Birdie managed to win the Group 3 Grange Con Stud Stakes of 2013. Another horse bred by London Thoroughbred Limited and owned by Coolmore, this one. John Magnier, Michael Tabor and Derek Smith. 300,000 Guineas yearling, raced in Ireland and Great Britain. Pretty good horse, Bye Bye Birdie. Group 3 winner of 2013 H2. Delphi is a gelding born in 2017, sired by Galileo out of Bye Bye Birdie. Delphi raced 10 times in his career, 5 wins and a second, 6 out of 10 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $360,841 Australian dollars. Interesting horse, this at 3. The horse won the Group 3 Irish St Ledger Trial of 2020, and then also won the listed Nijinsky Stakes in an Ireland as well. So Group 3 unlisted winner. But it was at 4 when the horse managed to make another pattern breakthrough, winning the Group 2 Herbert Power Stakes at Caulfield, and also being placed in the Naturalism Stakes, a Group 3 race at Caulfield. There's plenty of owners, this horse, a horse bred by Coolmore. Group 2, Group 3 unlisted winner in both Ireland and Australia, the gelding. Next horse we can take a look at is Credenza, a mare born in 2016, sired by Galileo, again out of Bye Bye Birdie. Credenza raced 13 times in her career, 1 win, 1 second and 5 thirds, 7 out of 13 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £53,413 UK pounds in her career. Again, Credenza was placed in the listed Staffordstown Stud Stakes of 2019, and at 3 she was placed second in the Group 3 Snow Fairies Filly Stakes, and was also placed third in the Group 2 Blandford Stakes and the listed Victor McCalmont Memorial Stakes. Another horse trained by Aidan O'Brien and bred by the Bye Bye Birdie Syndicate and owned by Coolmore. Interesting horse, it never won a pattern race, but the horse was placed in Group 2, Group 3 and 2 listed races. Obviously, very highly tried horse, Credenza. Again, good job done by Bye Bye Birdie in breeding 2 horses there. Next one we can take a look at is Stylistique, a mare born in 2017, sired by Dan Silly out of Sleek, a mare born in 2010, who was sired by Oasis Dream. This one being by Dan Silly, and you'll see there Mascana is the 3rd dam of our horse. I mean, this is very closely related to our horse, isn't it? Same sire and everything, this one. Stylistique raced 15 times in her career, 2 wins, 5 seconds and a third, 8 out of 15 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £105,298 UK pounds in her career. Stylistique at 2 was another one placed in the Group 2 Rockvale Stakes of 2019. The horse won the listed Prix Petit Etoile, a listed race at Deauville, before at 4, finishing second in both the Group 2 Cape Verde Stakes in the UAE and the Group 2 Ballantyne Stakes, both races held at Meydan. Horse trained by Roger Varian, listed winner, triple Group 2 placed listed winner. The horse bred by Carisbrook Stud and owned by Miss Yvonne Jacques. Pretty good horse, it's fair to say, Stylistique. Right, well, I think we've had a look now at enough horses between the first and the second dam. Some pedigrees that I look at are what they are, Mascana, the second dam, born in 1988, sired by Darshan, out of a mare called Masarika, who was born in 1981 and sired by Thatch. Mascana raced 11 times in her career, 3 wins and 1 third, 4 out of 11 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €20,778 in her career. Mascana, bred by His Highness the Aga Khan and owned by James Wigan, raced in France and was an 1800 to 2000 metres winner. No black type form at all for the second dam of our horse, sadly. I did find a horse between the second dam and the third dam. Majaristan, a horse born in 1986, sired by Irish River out of Masarika. So this horse would be a half-brother to the second dam of our horse. Majaristan raced 24 times in his career, 7 wins, 2 seconds and 4 thirds, 13 out of 24 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $297,939 US in his career. Majaristan at 5 won the Group 3 Arcadia Handicap of 1991 in America. The horse was also placed that year in the Group 1 Eddie Reed Handicap, and the year after at 6, The horse was placed in the Group 2 El Rincon handicap. The horse at some point was a sire in Chile, but I couldn't really find any record of it really doing anything on Arian, sadly. I didn't check JBIS for this one, though. I think what I will do here is I will pause the video and we'll have a look just to make sure I haven't missed anything on JBIS. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Yes, you can see there the JBS page of Majiristan the Stallion, no applicable data. So we're assuming they didn't really sire to any great success because this site does find them if they do. You know, very interesting horse though, Majiristan. Group 1 and Group 2 placed, Group 3 winner. Next horse we can take a look at is the third dam of our horse, Masarika. A mare born in 1981, sired by Thatch, out of a dam called Miss Melody, who was born in 1970 and sired by Tudor Melody. Masarika raced 10 times in her career, 4 wins, 2 seconds and a third, 7 out of 10 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $168,632 US in her career. Classic winner. Masarika won the French 1000 Guineas of 1984. She also won the Group 1 Prix Robert Papin and the Group 3 Prix Dubois. Second in the Prix Marcel Boussac, as well as the Prix Imprudence. Third in the Prix Morny. She is a very good 2-year-old, it's fair to say. Second high weight filly at 2 on the French free handicap. She raced in France and Ireland at age 2 and 3. Classic winner, dual Group 1 winner at 2 and 3. What more can you say about this filly? Owned and bred by the Aga Khan. And so we've got the first dam of our horse, Dank, is a Group 1 winner. And the third dam of our horse, Masarika, is also a Group 1 winner for people that insist on those sort of things. Some people like their horses, their dams of their horses to have raced well on the track. This one certainly has. 2 of the first 3 dams have won group races. Dank and Masarika. Right, we can take a look now at some more Group 1 horses that I found foaled this century on this line. Be rude not to, I think, because there's some nice horses on this line. Murayan. Murayan, a horse born in 2006, sired by Alharth, out of Murimana, a mare born in 1997, sired by Kayazi. People will see that Miss Melody is actually the 5th dam of this horse, born in 1970. There she is. Murayan raced 43 times in his career, 5 wins, 9 seconds and 5 thirds. 19 out of 43 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $1,575,650 Australian dollars and 36,666 euros in his career. Another horse that had to go to Australia to show his best, it's fair to say. The horse won the 2013 Sydney Cup Group 1 race. The horse also won the Group 3 AJC Craven Plate of 2012. And the horse also won the 2008 Airfield Stakes as well. In Ireland, I think that race is a listed race now. I'm not sure if it was back in 2008. The horse was also second in the McKinnon Stakes, the Metropolitan Handicap, 2011 BMW race, 2012 Bacardi Hill Stakes, 2014 Peter Young Stakes. The Ireland placed in the Group 2 Derby Trial of 2009, placed in the Group 2 Beresford Stakes of 2008, and the 2009 Ballyroad Stakes Group 3 race. Of course, was placed in the Classic, 3rd in the 2009 Irish Derby, Murayan, as well as finishing 3rd in the Ballysacks as well. Also placed in the 2011 Kingston Stown Stakes Group 3 and the 2011 Zipping Classic Group 1. Pretty good horse, sire in the UK of National Hunt horses mainly. I do remember it very vaguely going round. Again, I didn't look on it on JBIS. You know, I do a sloppy job of these videos sometimes. You know, I do like to confirm what I tell you, and I don't tell lies. So when I say I never found anything, I'm just lying to you. I'm just a lazy human that never bothered looking. So let me look now. I apologise. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I don't know what's happening here. JBIS can't even find this horse. Yeah, I don't know if they named it something different or Murayan. It looks to be spelt the same. Can't find it. So I'm assuming it was a sire of National Hunt horses all along. I can't really tell you anything else, unfortunately. But yeah, very interesting horse, Murayan. Group 1 winner out in Australia. of the Sydney Cup. Asterix, a gelding born in 2018, sired by Tavistock, out of a British bred mare called Murasana, who was born in 2008 and sired by Scirocco. People can see that Miss Melody again is the fifth dam of this horse, Asterix. Asterix, a gelding. Asterix raced 26 times in his career, 7 wins, a second and a third. 9 out of 26 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $1,274,076 Australian dollars in his career. Asterix is a classic winner. I knew there was one sniffing about. Asterix won the 2022 New Zealand Derby Group 1. Horse also won the Group 2 Avondale Cup, the Group 3 JOA Plate out in Australia, the listed Gosford Gold Cup as well. There's finishing 4th in the 2023 New Zealand Stakes, a race held over Group 1 level at Pukekoi. Pretty good horse. Group 1, Group 2 winner out in New Zealand, Group 3 winner in Australia as well. The horse bred by Go Bloodstock New Zealand Limited and owned by D&B Celt, A&L Scott and Mark Greatbatch. M Greatbatch, sorry. I don't know if it is Mark Greatbatch, the cricketer. It's just the way my mind works, I see M Greatbatch. There's no way I'm seeing Mark. I'm not saying Mark after it. After watching so much cricket over the years, who knows if it is him? It's just a Freudian slip. Sometimes your mind kicks in before you have a chance to speak, don't it? And that's what definitely happened there. But yeah, Group 1 winner, Asterix as well. We can now take a look at the 4th dam of our horse, Miss Melody, a mare born in 1970, sired by Tudor Melody, out of a dam called The Vale, who herself was born in 1953 and sired by Nimbus. Miss Melody only won 1 out of her 9 starts. We've got no idea how many times she was second or third. And she managed to win $10,287 at some point in her career. Miss Melody, you can see there, she was actually placed second in the Molecombe Stakes of 1972, age 2. That is a pattern race now. A horse bred by Stack Allen Stud in her career. So again, the 4th dam would have been placed in what is now a pattern race in 1972. It then kicks off a bit, and I had to be selective now because the 5th dam, obviously, of our was being born so early in 1953, opens up plenty. Opens up 70 years of horses. So I've had to leave a few out here, and just to give you a brief flavour of the best of it, I think we're going to describe it. Russian Rhythm, a mare born in the year 2000, sired by King Mambo, out of a dam called Balistroika, who was born in 1988 and sired by Nijinsky. People will see that the Vale is actually the 5th dam of Russian Rhythm. Russian Rhythm raced 10 times in her career, 7 wins and 2 starts. 9 out of 10 starts in the first 2. For career earnings of £770,120 UK pounds in her career. Good horse, Russian Rhythm, classic winner. Winner of the UK 1,000 Guineas of 2003. The horse also won the Coronation Stakes, the Nassau, the Lockinge, the Lowther and the Princess Margaret. Placed second in the Group 1 Cheveley Park Stakes and the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth II Stakes. Champion 3-year-old filly in Europe in 2003. She was sadly euthanised at Cheveley Park on August the 20th, 2014, due to colic. The horse bred by Brushwood Stable in Pennsylvania and owned by Cheveley Park Stud. What a magnificent filly she was, it's fair to say. She did her bit in the shed, although some might be disappointed with her. Makarova, don't forget these are only the best. Makarova, a mare born in 2019, sired by Acclamation, out of a dam called Vesnina, who was born in 2012 and sired by See the Stars. People will see that Russian Rhythm is actually the 3rd dam of this horse. Makarova raced 28 times in her career, 5 wins, 6 seconds and 4 thirds. 15 out of 28 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £412,011 UK pounds in her career. Racing in Great Britain, France and Ireland, she certainly made her mark, a Group 1 winner, winning the Prix de l'Abbé of 2024 Group 1 race. She also won the Group 3 Sprint Stakes held at Sandown, and she also won the listed Landerburn Filly Sprint at 4, a race held at Ayr. placed fourth in the Nunthorpe at 4, placed in the listed Boadicea Stakes at 2. She was also placed in the Group 1 Flying 5 Stakes at the Coa at 5, and placed in the Group 2 Sapphire Stakes at the Coa, and the Prix de Saint Georges, a Group 3 race at Longchamp. The horse trained by Ed Walker in Britain and raced in Great Britain, France and Ireland. Group 1 winner, Abbey winner, bred and owned by Bright Walton Bloodstock. Very good horse, Makarova, it's fair to say. Group 1 winner. Marenko is the next horse we're going to take a look at. A mare born in 2013, sired by Exceed and Excel, out of Safina. A 2007 bred mare, sired by Pivotal. People will see that Russian Rhythm is the second dam of this horse. Safina was also the second dam of the horse we just looked at. Marenko raced 8 times in her career, 3 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 6 out of 8 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £76,649 UK pounds, racing in Great Britain and France. Marenko again, similar level as the last one really. Winner of the Group 3 Fred Darling Stakes of 2016. She was also placed in 2 Group 3 races, as well as being placed in the Group 2 Mayhill Stakes at 2 of 2015. The horse owned and bred by Cheveley Park Stud Limited. Good horse, winner of a classic trial there in 2016. Potapova, a mare born in 2018, sired by Invincible Spirit, out of a dam called Safina. So this one very closely related to the horse we've just looked at. Potapova raced 17 times in her career, 3 wins, 4 seconds and a third. 8 out of 17 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £137,621 UK pounds in her career. Potapova at 4 managed to win the Group 3 Atalanta Stakes of 2022. And she was also placed in another 5 pattern races at Group 3 and listed level. But she did get that vital Group 3 win back in 2022. Another one owned and bred by Cheveley Park Stud and trained by Sir Michael Stout. Perfect Performance we can take a look at now. This is a Russian Rhythm's sister. It is. Perfect Performance, a horse born in 2002, sired by Rahi, out of Balestroika. Perfect Performance raced 10 times in his career, 5 wins and a second. 6 out of 10 starts in the first 2. For career earnings of £108,266 UK pounds in his career. Perfect Performance, a pretty good horse, winner of the Group 2 Royal Lodge Stakes of 2004. Also managed to win the listed Stonehenge Stakes the same year. Owned by Godolphin, bred by Brushwood Stable. Group 2 enlisted winner. The horse previously stood at Harras Campangue at Argentina. And the horse sadly died in 2026 at his second stallion farm, Harras Buenojo in Argentina. Excuse me. Not a bad horse, this one. Not a bad stallion, sorry. People can see on JBIS this horse actually did sire a Group 1 winner in Argentina. The winner of the 2013 Gran Premio Provincia de Buenos Aires, a horse called Bajista. Doesn't seem to be much else near it, but yeah, this horse has at least sired 2 individual stakes winners there, you can see, based in Argentina. That's what I mean about JBIS finding them. If they have signed a decent horse, they will find it. Another horse we can take a look at is Good Guess. A horse born in the year 2020, sired by Kodiak, out of a dam called Zykina, who was born in 2008 and also sired by Pivotal. People will see that Russian Rhythm is actually the second dam of this horse. Good Guess raced 8 times in his career, 4 wins, a second and a third, 6 out of 8 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €324,060 in his career. Good Guess was placed in the listed Prix Sedan of 2022. Before at 3, the horse won the Group 1 Prix Jean Prat, as well as winning the Group 3 Prix Jebel, and being placed in the Group 3 Prix Paul de Moussac in France, Group 1 and Group 3 winner. The horse bred by Cheveley Park Stud Limited and owned by Hisaki Saito and trained by Fabrice Chappé in France. The horse entered stud in 2024 at Tally-Ho Stud in Ireland, where, courtesy of the Aryan pedigree, you can still see the horses there. 2026 stud fee, €12,500. Not many on the ground at the moment. The horse commenced stud duties in Ireland in 2024. We can take a look at some more Group 1 winners on this line now. Hot Schnitzel, a gelding, born in 2008, sired by Schnitzel, out of a dam called Flames of Paris, an American-bred mare born in 1990 and sired by Blushing Groom. People will see again that the Vale is the fifth dam of this horse. Hot Schnitzel raced 38 times in his career, 8 wins, 6 seconds and 3 thirds. 17 out of 38 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $1,314,850 Australian dollars in his career. Good horse, Hot Schnitzel. He won a Group 1 at some point. He won the BTC Cup at Doonbeg of 2014. Of course, also won the Group 2 Sires Produce Stakes of 2010. Of course, also won the Group 2 Royal Sovereign Stakes, as well as the Group 2 Sebring Stakes and the Group 3 Hallmark Stakes as well. This horse, quite a prolific winner. Placed second in the TJ, placed third, and any other Group 1 places there. Let's have a quick scroll through. Apologies if I've missed any note. Just the one Group 1 place in the TJ Smith race as well. But this horse was a pretty good horse. Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 winner at some point. Bred by Arrowfield Group Property Limited and Jungle Pocket Property Limited in New South Wales. Horse owned by the Triple Crown syndications and a few other individuals as well. Very good horse, Hot Schnitzel. Group 1 winner. Very decent horse, it's fair to say, in his day. K Fenomeno, horse born in 2008, sired by Northern Athlete, out of a dam called Princesa do Oeste, an American-bred mare born in 2002 and sired by Gone West. People will see that the Vale must be the 6th dam of this horse. Novite, there she is, the Vale, the 6th dam of this horse. K Fenomeno raced 12 times in his career, 4 wins, a second and 2 thirds. 7 out of 12 starts in the first 3. Got no idea how much the horse earned, but we do know it is a Group 1 winner in Brazil. The horse managed to win the Gran Premio João Ademar de Almeida Prado Taca de Plata Group 1 race, and the horse also won 2 listed races in Brazil as well. The Clásico Presuculano de Freitas and the Class Perfeito de Municipio de Sao Paulo. Also placed in another Group 1 race, 4th actually, in the GP Juliano Martins of 2011. Pretty good horse, placed in another couple of group races as well. It was a Group 1 winner, bred by Harras Old Friends Limited and owned by Condominio de Reproductor K Fenomeno. A producer of winners in group races and listed races there. Could not find any record of it at Stub Day, either on JPIS or not on the Arian. But you can see there that these people are trying to tell us that this horse has sired a few individual stakes winners. Standing at Harras, a beige horse in Brazil. Again, couldn't find any record of it doing so. But this was 18 years ago. Very good horse in his day, K Fenomeno. Cucaracha, a gelding born in 2017, sired by Night of Thunder, out of an American-bred mare called Portrait of a Lady, who was born in 2003 and sired by AP Indy. People can see again that we're going way back now for the Vale on this one. Way back into time. The Vale is the 7th dam of this horse. Cucaracha raced 33 times in his career. 5 wins, 5 seconds and 4 thirds. 14 out of 33 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $1,088,500 Australian dollars in his career. Group 1 winner Cucaracha, winning the Group 1 Queensland Derby, classic winner of 2021. The horse also won the Group 3 Premier's Cup at Eagle Farm and the listed Tail Stakes at Doonbeg. Horse was placed 2nd in the Rough Habit Plate and the Rowley Mile at Hawkesbury, 3rd in the Group 2 Queensland Guineas and 3rd in the Group 2 Hollandale Stakes, as well as placed in the Wagga Gold Cup, a listed race at Wagga, bred by Dr. C.R. Phillips and owned by Ed Morgan. So it's a Derby winner in its day, the gelding. Good horse, Cucaracha. Next one we can take a look at is Takaful. Takaful, a colt, born in 2014, sired by Bernardini, out of a dam called Sabla, who was born in 2009 and sired by Distorted Humour. People can see again that we're going way back into time for this one as well. The Vale is the 8th dam of this horse and the furthest away that we've seen so far. Didn't want that to open yet. Takaful raced 9 times in his career, 3 wins, a second and 2/3. 6 out of 9 starts in the first 3, earning $451,500 dollars. I have no idea where that is. Takaful managed to win the Group 1 Vosbla of 2017. Placed also in the Remsen at 2, Group 2. Also placed second in the Group 1 Alan Jerkin Stakes and third in the Group 3 Toboggan Stakes at Aqueduct. The horse was sadly euthanised in 2018 after breaking down during work at Belmont. Group 1 winner though, winning the Vosbla of 2017. The horse owned and bred by Shadwell Farm LLC and owned by Shadwell out in Kentucky. Good horse, Takaful. Shadow. We can now look at some historic site horses on the line. You know, these are decent horses that I found through the other historic sites. Shadayid, a mare born in 1988, sired by Shadid out of a dam called Desirable, who herself was born in 1981 and sired by Lord Gale. People can see that the Vale is the 5th dam of Shadayid. That's the trouble, you see. You've got horses born in 1988 that she's the 5th dam of. Shadayid raced 11 times in her career, 5 wins, 2 seconds and 3/3. 10 out of 11 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $671,520 American dollars in her career. Classic winner. Shadayid won the UK 1,000 guineas of 1991. She also won the Group 1 Prix Marcel Boussac. A few fillies on this line have done that, haven't they? She's also won the Group 2 Fred Darling Stakes, a race that has been relegated since then. Also placed second in the Coronation Stakes, the Sussex Stakes, third in the UK Oaks of 1991, the Elizabeth II Stakes in Great Britain and the Sprint Cup. European champion 2-year-old filly of 1990. She last raced at Churchill Downs before sadly dying in 2002 from foaling complications, sadly. Another one owned and bred by Shadwell Farm Incorporated and Shadwell in America. Very good horse. Group 1 winning 2-year-old, classic winner. Been good to see her go round back in the day. Very good horse. Ifraj, horse born in 2001, sired by Zaphonic out of a dam called Pastorali, who was born in 1988 and sired by Nureyev. People see again, Novitiate seems to be a key mare on this horse. The 5th dam, the 6th dam is the Vale. Novitiate certainly done a bit of pulling. Ifraj raced 13 times in his career, 7 wins, a second and a third. 9 out of 13 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £375,547 UK pounds in his career. Very good horse, Ifraj. At 4, winner of the Group 2 Park Stakes of 2005. And at 5, the horse won the Park Stakes again, as well as winning the Group 2 Lennox Stakes. Placed second in the July Cup of 2006. The horse was a Group 1 placed triple Group 2 winner. Entered stud at Kildungan Stud in Ireland between 2007 2014. Stud in 2015 in Dallimore Stud. Shuttled in 2008 to 2019 to Hanoi Farm out in New Zealand. You know, owned by Godolphin and bred by Darley Stud. This horse raced for Sheikh Ahmed as well at some point. Very good horse it was. Triple Group 2 winner. Not a bad stallion either. We can see by, if we look at this sire here, Al Manzoor, people can see that if we look at the sire page of Ifraj foaled 2,289 foals. Certainly done his bit for the breed. 2,052 of them have ran, and 1,281 of them have won. Ifraj, the sire of 105 individual stakes winners in his career. Absolutely brilliant stallion. Obviously the stallion of Wootton Bassett as well. You know, the sire of sire now, this horse, it's fair to say. No, that was always by Wootton Bassett. My mistake. But yeah, there you go. You see, good horse, Ifraj. 105 stakes winners in his career. No back number whatsoever. It is fair to say. And a few stallions that are quite closely related to each other. Dictat, horse born in 1995, sired by Warning out of a dam called Arvola, who herself was born in 1990 and sired by Sadler's Wells. People see that Novitiate is the 5th dam of this horse as well. Dictat raced 14 times in his career, 7 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 10 out of 14 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £537,665 UK pounds in his career. Dictat, another one, bred by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and owned by Darley Stud and Lynn Brown. The horse won at Royal Ascot, the Group 3 Jersey Stakes of 1998, before at 4 winning the Group 1 Pre-Maurice de Geest of 1999, as well as winning the Sprint Cup and the Criterion Stakes. At 5, the horse was placed 2nd in the Yasuda Kinen out in Japan, and 3rd in the Prix de Moulin as well, Group 1 races. Very interesting career, it's fair to say, that the horse had. Very good horse as well. At stud, it went to stud in 2021 at Dalham Hall in England. At 27, it went to Havas de Logis in France. 2008-9, the horse spent 2 years at Darley. 2010 to 2015, the horse went to De Hasa de Milagro in Spain, before being pensioned in 2015 and sadly dying on the 8th of September 2017. Again, courtesy of Arian, we can have a look at the stallion career of Dictat through this horse here, Mostadaf. People can see that Dictat is on this one somewhere. Dictat is the dam of the 2nd dam of Mostadaf. So we can see that Dictat in his stallion career foaled 789 horses, 716 of them ran, of which 385 of them won, and Dictat sired 26 individual stakes winners. Not as many as Ifraj, but yeah, the stallion did do a fair job, although to have only 385 winners out of 716 is what it is. But yeah, 26 stake winners. So compare that to Dane Hill, you see, where you had 2,086 runners and 1,600 of them won. You know, virtually half have only won out of Dictat, just over half. But the horse did sire 26 stakes winners in his day. Another one we can take a look at is Cape Cross. Cape Cross, a horse born in 1994, sired by Green Desert out of a dam called Parker Peel, who was born in 1982 and sired by Ahonura. People can see there that the veil actually gets on the screen this time, as the 5th dam of this horse, Cape Cross. Cape Cross raced 19 times in his career, 5 wins, 3 seconds and 3 thirds. 11 out of 19 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £266,104 UK pounds in his career. Good horse, Cape Cross. At 3, placed in the Group 3 Craven Stakes of 1997 in his classic year. At 4, the horse won the Group 1 Lock-in Stakes. And at 5, the horse won what is now a Group 1 race, the Queen Anne Stakes at Royal Ascot. And the horse also won the Group 2 Celebration Mile at Goodwood. Any other Group 1 places? Yes, the horse was placed in the Prix-Jacques Lemoine at 4. Also placed in the Nad Al Sheba Mile, a listed race in Dubai at 5. Very interesting horse, it's fair to say. Heavyweight old horse at 5 on the English Handicap in 1999. The horse entered stud in 2000 at Kildungan Stud in Ireland. Shuttled for a few years to Cambridge Stud, New Zealand. Pensioned in March 2016 due to decline in fertility. Suddenly euthanised on the 21st of April 2017 due to infirmities of old age. The horse bred by Darley Stud and at some point owned by Youssef bin Sarif in his career. Very good horse, Cape Cross, and a pretty good stallion as well, it's fair to say. We look at this stallion here, Century Dream. This is another stallion of stallions. Cape Cross is the first sire of this one. People can see that Cape Cross sired 2,081 foals, 1,778 of them ran, of which 1,211 of them won, and Cape Cross sired 123 individual stakes winners. In fact, more than Ifraj. You know, so it's fair to say that this horse has done very well as a stallion, 123. He's the first stallion of this horse, so we can find a little bit more about him. Cape Cross, there you'll see what's his stallion career. Into Stud Island in 2020. Champion French sire in 2009. Champion sire in Great Britain in 2009 as well. Champion British sire, Irish and sire. Sire of 2-year-olds in 2003. Champion sire in Slovakia in 2013. So this has been a very good stallion. 3rd on the New Zealand sire list in 2007 and 8. 3rd on the New Zealand sire list in 2006, 7, 2007 and 8. Very good horse. Champion broodmare sire in Poland in 2024 as well, Cape Cross. Champion broodmare sire in Slovakia in 2020. Sire of 1,000 was read that bit already out. 123 stakes winners. Very good horse, Cape Cross. And a very good stallion, it's fair to say. Sire, some good horses. Ouija Board, Sea Change, See the Stars, Golden Horn, Able One. They're all good horses in their own right. Very good stallion, Cape Cross was. It's fair to say. The fifth dam of our horse is also the fifth dam of Cape Cross. Ali Dares is a mare born in 1986, sired by Ali Dar, rather unsurprisingly, out of a dam called Ballydares, who was born in 1973 and sired by Ballydar. You'll see there that the Vale is actually sneaked up a place. She's actually the fourth dam of this horse. This is getting quite nearer to the Dale now. Ali Dares was 6 wins in her career, 3 wins, 2 seconds and a third, 6 out of 6 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £306,042 UK pounds in her career. Ali Dares managed to win the Irish Oaks of 1989. She also a classic winner. She also won the Group 2 Ribblesdale Stakes, and she also was placed second in the Yorkshire Oaks, second in the Group 1 Gran Premio del Jockey Club in Italy, and also third in the listed, that's a maiden race. Why have they put that there? Geoffrey Barlin Maiden Stakes listed race, as if. So this horse, a Group 1 and Group 2 winner, placed another 2 Group 1 races. Horse bred by Kinderhill Corporations and Darley Stud Management and owned by Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum. Very good horse, Ali Dares, Irish Oaks winner of 1989, and another classic winner that we've got on our line. You'll see, like I said, the Vale, the fourth dam of this horse. I found these 2 interesting horses. Red Cross, a horse born in 1972. Have I gone the wrong way round? Oh, I've put the same horse twice. My mistake. Hang on. I need to pause this video. Hello, my mistake. Welcome back. Yeah, I found this horse here, Red Velvet. A mare born in 1967, sired by Red God, out of the Vale. So the Vale certainly done her bit. She's actually the first dam of this horse. Red Velvet won 2 out of 8 starts. We've got no idea how often the horse was placed, but we do know the horse won $12,955 in his career, US dollars. We also know the horse was classic place. Oh, no, it wasn't. The horse was placed in the 1,000 Guineas trial of 1970. And the horse did win 2 pattern races now. The St Hughes Stakes over 5 furlongs and the Princess Margaret Stakes, a race over 6 furlongs. A horse bred by Stack Allen Stud. So this horse was running in 1,000 Guineas trials and getting placed. Trained by Peter Walwyn in Great Britain. Also winner of the Princess Margaret Stakes, which I think is a race held at Ascot, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, very good horse, it's fair to say. And I did find a horse that she bred as well. Red Cross, a horse born in 1972. Sired by Crapello out of Red Velvet. So obviously the Vale is the second dam of this horse. Red Velvet sired by Red God. Red Cross raced 8 times in his career. 3 wins, a second and a third. 5 out of 8 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £17,113 UK pounds in his career. This was classic place, wasn't it? That's just what I know. Sorry, my mistake again. Horse bred by D. McCalmont. The horse won the Group 2 Mill Reef Stakes the year I was born in 1974. The horse also won the Chesham at Royal Ascot and was third in the Group 3 July Stakes in 1974. At 1975, the horse was fourth in the Promoção de República, a Group 3 race in Brazil. Another one trained by Peter Walwyn. The horse was sold privately in the winter of 1974 to race in Brazil. Classic sire in Brazil, it says there, although I've got no record of it actually siring any horses. This is what I did look for. Owned by Harras Interlagos Limited and bred by D. McCalmont. The horse was managed to win a Group 2 unlisted race in the UK and fourth in a Brazilian Group 3. Owned by Harras Interlagos in the end and bred by D. McCalmont. Interesting line this. That took us all the way back to a horse directly out of the fifth dam that I could find. Fifth dam is an interesting horse, the Vale. A mare born in 1953, sired by Nimbus, out of a mare called Sister Sarah. A British bred mare who was born in 1930 and sired by Abbott's Trace. The Vale raced 3 times as a career and never got placed once. Although I can tell you, according to this site, that she was bred by Sir Winston Churchill. Horse raced in England at 3 without any success, and she would be the 5th dam of our horse, the Vale, all the way back in 1953. Very interesting horse, this Lilt. The horse covers a lot of ground, I think, and it's got some at its top level. You've seen very recently with horses like Dank, and we've got the Guineas winner there from 1981 as well as Eagle Mountain, a Hong Kong winner. You know, this line has done the business on many an occasion. We can take a look at the horse quickly now through bloodlines.net on the Wayback Machine. The site, sadly, bloodlines.net still unable to open on its own domain, so people still have to go through the Wayback Machine at archive.org, which is a little bit of a nuisance because sometimes the site doesn't upload properly. You can see there that people look at 14C on this line. You can see our section is there for all to see. Let me just try and find it. There's the Vale, born in 1953. And there is Russian Rhythm, born in the year 2000. You see there, not really much else after that. You'll see there, that's just the Vale section. Sorry, my mistake. You've got this melody section there. We've got all that, really. Could have had the Norwegian Derby winner, 2004, the Spanish Oaks winner of 2006. But we don't really use Norwegian and Spanish horses to make our case. There's Mariana. There's plenty of decent horses on our section, it's fair to say. There's Masarika, the 3rd dam of our horse, the French 1000 Guineas winner, born in 1981. So plenty of ground to cover. There's the stallions that were quite closely related to each other. Look, Ifraj, Dixat and Cape Cross, all very closely related to each other. Out of Park Appeal, you know, very interesting. And there's the Irish Oaks winner, Ali Durest, that we looked at as well. But yeah, we've about had a look at the pedigree, I think, now of this horse. So what we can do now is we can watch the horse Lilt win twice. And we will do that. We will go back to the 24th of October 2025 to a 7 furlong maiden race held at Doncaster, where Lilt lined up a 7-2 shot ridden by Kieran Fallon on the day. So we can take a look at that race now at Doncaster, and then we will be able to see what we think of it.
They're off. 7 furlongs ahead of them. Slightly awkward start. Poet's Praise, black with the rose-pink cap, wasn't the best away by any means. Hot and Cold in the white and green hoops also slightly slow to stride. But the pace through the first furlong is pretty sluggish. There's the Join the Century Racing Club today. EBF Maiden Filly Stakes, and it's the white-faced pair of Lilt with the blue cap and Harper Violet on the right who lead them down the centre of the track once again to blue, electric blue on the left of the leading half of the field. And then Hollywell Stream, the yellow sleeves in close touch, followed by Poet's Praise and Hot and Cold last of the half dozen. Pace significantly slower in this race over 7 than it was at this point in the previous race over a mile. And they continue to meander their way down towards halfway. Lilt in the centre, Harper Violet on the right, blue, electric blue on the left. Hollywell Stream slipstreaming the leading half of the field. Extreme left, Poet's Praise is now being asked to get a little bit closer, and Hot and Cold is just a little on and off it at the back of the field, chased along. They've got 2.5 furlongs to go, and now the pace is lifting. Lilt is being asked some more. Harper Violet on the far side is ridden. Poet's Praise down the near side is moving through, coming through to dispute second with electric blue, and then one from the right. Hollywell Stream makes an effort. Lilt with a dwindling advantage, and now passed by Hollywell Stream, who noses into a narrow lead, but Lilt fights back immediately. Harper Violet keeping on under pressure in third. Lilt and Hollywell Stream battling this out. A heads up, heads down finish. Lilt just over Hollywell Stream. Harper Violet in third, and Poet's Praise was back in fourth.
I thought that was a very good ride by the jockey. He could not have gone any slower in that race if he got off and walked, could he? They have allowed him to set a suicidal crawling pace there on this horse Lilt on debut. And what a magnificent ride. Kieran Fallon saved plenty for the final couple of furlongs, over 7 furlongs. And the horse, I thought, Lilt, was comfortably on top in the closing stages. But how? How can all the jockeys allow that to happen? You know, you saw the suicidal slow pace there. Fantastic ride by Kieran Fallon. But I imagine due to the slowness of the race, impossible really to rate that horse race high. They rated it 78 in the Racing Post but a time speed figure of only 12, which is something I don't really use. But you'll see there that at least the horse managed to get the job done, defeating Hollywell Stream by a neck on the day. But I thought he was well on top. She was well on top, crossing the line. That was the last time we saw the horse as a 2-year-old, October 2025. She then made her comeback on the 15th of May 2026 at York in the listed Michael Seeley Memorial Filly Stakes, which I thought looked a good race on the day. I could have made a case for 2 or 3 of these on the day. The second home, So Regal, is quite closely related to the UK Oaks winner from last week, Thundering On. So very interesting dam line in this race, and I was pleased that Lilt proved to be good enough on the day. Let's take a look at that race at York now, and we will be able to see what we think after the race.
They're off, breaking out over a mile in the Skybet Fillies Stakes. Act of Kindness in the Royal Blue began brightly. Fashion People, Pink Cap, throwing her head around. And So Regal out wide. Danny Tudhope glancing across, just taking a while to work over with Pacific Mission, the white sleeves going up between horses. So at the end of a furlong and a half, So Regal now crosses over and leads the field, to Act of Kindness dropping into her wake, and Pacific Mission 3/4 of a length away in third. Lilt with the blue cap in fourth place, just ahead of Fashion People. Batargos in the light blue is last but one, and Synchronicity at the tail as they pass the 5 and head towards the top of the straight. So Regal leading her 6 rivals over Act of Kindness heading the chase. Then Pacific Mission away to the left. Lilt waited within fourth, just ahead of Fashion People, the pink and green. Batargos towards the far side as So Regal begins to press on beyond halfway. Synchronicity orange cap remains at the tail of the field. It's going to be a good test over the last 2.5 furlongs here, courtesy of So Regal on the right. Act of Kindness, Buick crouching low. Pacific Mission, white sleeves asked for an effort. Synchronicity on the extreme left is being asked to try and close from the rear. Lilt is switching, and then Fashion People and Batargos, but So Regal has found plenty. She's opened up, she's gone 3, 4 lengths clear. Lilt is coming out of the pack, giving chase, but has the bird flown? So Regal just wandering off a true line. Lilt is now bearing down on her, is coming over the top, and is going to worry her out of it, and Lilt gets up to beat So Regal. Batargos running on strongly into third, ahead of Act of Kindness in fourth, and then Pacific Mission.
This horse looks decent, doesn't it? You know, the only mistake that the jockey made there, Danny Tudhope on So Regal, was giving our horse something to chase. You know, once So Regal was off and Lilt knuckled down, it was always, I thought, Lilt was always reeling in the winner on that day, wasn't she? You know, I thought that I said at the time to anyone that listened, which isn't many people. You know, nobody asked my opinions, but I gave it anyway. And I said at the time, it wouldn't surprise me if that race there turned out to be quite good in hindsight. This is really the first test we've got on it, because Lilt hasn't run since the 15th of May 2026. It was only nearly a month ago. But you saw the improvement there of 31 Racing Post ratings, from a 78 on debut to 109 on her second start. You know, this horse has taken a massive step forward for that second run. She looked under pressure a fair way out, didn't she? You know, you can see why they had to crawl round for her to win over 7 furlongs at Doncaster on debut. She did take plenty of stoking up in the middle stages of that race at York, in my opinion. But once So Regal shot clear and Lilt knuckled down, I thought it was a very good ride as well by Tom Marquand, making plenty of use of the filly in the final 2 furlongs on only her second start. And I think once he got Lilt rolling, there was no doubt at all that she was going to reel in the leader on the day, So Regal. But like I said, that race might turn out to be quite good. I wouldn't dismiss any of the others in that race behind her until their form shows what they are. You know, like I said, So Regal, it would be one nicely bred horse in that race that I looked at. You know, and he's on my list of possibles. But yeah, very interesting horse, I do think, this Lilt. You'll see the entries that she has got. She's entered in the French Oaks overnight tomorrow, 3:05 UK time. The Prix de Diane Longines Group 1, the French Oaks. 2 more entries she got. The Paddy Power Pretty Polly Stakes Group 1. And then she has also entered on the 18th of July 2026 in the Irish Oaks at the Curragh. But yeah, this horse currently unbeaten, 2 runs, 2 wins. Can she maintain her unbeaten record going for a classic on only her 3rd start? Trainer Willie Haggis went close last week in the UK Derby with Maltese Cross, another classic watch horse. Was well beaten on the day by Christmas Day, but the horse ran creditably. And I do think that if people will see Lilt either line up in the French Oaks tomorrow or the Irish Oaks next month, then there is a very, very good chance this video will appear and this horse will appear on classicwatch26.great/site.net. You know, I do think this horse is very worthy of her own individual classic video, especially considering how good the dam is and considering that the 3rd dam is a classic winner herself. So it just remains to be seen how well Lilt will go. Right, I think I can think about leaving this video here now. It's been quite a long one today. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it. What I can offer you at the end of the video is an opportunity to subscribe to the channel. That way you will not miss any more of my videos on YouTube moving forward. You have to do a bit of work on the desktop app or desktop version or in your in-app app notifications. But it is possible to get YouTube to notify you every time I make a video. That way you will not miss any more of my content at all moving forward at any stage. People will log into YouTube and the notification will be there. You've got to click a bell and enable a few things. But few people have asked me how to do it, and I have relayed the information to them, and they have told me that it does work. And they are receiving the videos. Another thing I can offer you is an opportunity to look at some more horses on the YouTube Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist. Every single horse in the Classic Watch process this season has got its own video on the YouTube channel, whether the horse makes a classic or not. You know, the videos are still there. They're not taken down if they don't make classics. It just means they don't take the final step from a YouTube channel to website. But yeah, I can add a list to the Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist as well for you to have a look at. I will also mention my Patreon channel, Newman Racing, over at Patreon as well. I like to mention it in these videos. I do think it's well worth checking out the Patreon as well, Newman Racing. You never know, it might be for you. But I'm going to think about leaving this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody who sat and watched it. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Enjoy the Saturday evening and your upcoming Sunday, and have a fantastic week next week as well. Upcoming. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. And I do think I'm going to leave this video here now. Take care, everybody. I hope to be back at some point with some sort of content, either on the YouTube channel or on Patreon. My best advice would be to keep abreast of both. But now I will bid you a fond farewell. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.